What are you looking at? Huh? Yeah, you. What are you looking at? Well, welcome back everyone, because you were looking at my beautiful face. I will welcome you to episode 2 of this wonderful, wonderful survival world, which I'm going to call the world of Chez, which you might have seen in the episode title, but if not, that's what it's called. That's what I've called it on my world save loads. I don't know. Anyway, I have some plans today. Firstly, my plan is to get the little pier for this boat that, as I said last episode, I think I'm going to dig into around there and stick out a pier. I'd also quite like to get some actual iron tools, and there is an incredible place to get some of those, which is just over here, which will be about on the end of where the pier is, which I think will work quite nicely, because if I go down here, no, it's not down here. If I go down here and I dig through the dirt, here we go. There is a huge cave, and this is where I plan to make my, I don't want to call it a Megabase because that feels wrong, but I think that's what I plan for it to be. And it's all going to be sort of secret smuggler's covey, pirate cove sort of style. So yeah, I think that I will use this cave to gather iron, and I might also get a start in planning out what I want to go along the edges here, because I plan to keep the bottom of the cave as it is. It will be a cave with stuff built into it, and it will be in a style from a place that I went to, which was a theatre, and the theatre was very, very cool and had sort of like Middle Eastern style architecture on the sides of it, which I drew a picture of, and I will try and get it on the screen now. I don't know if I can, but I drew some pictures of it when I was there. Some of you might actually know it. It is the Rex Theatre in Paris, and I went there to see their rendition of Swan Lake when I was lucky enough to go to Paris recently. So, that, I think, is the style I want to use, with a bit of a twist, of course. It's not going to be fully terracotta and stuff, but that's going to be a severe influence on my build style for this series in general, which I know hasn't really reflected up there, but that's what I'm going to try and recreate, and I'm going to build it into the walls, very layered. It will be very cool when it's done, hopefully. So that's what I plan to do. But first, I think we can all agree that I need to get some actual gear. Isn't stone? Stone is not the best gear. So that starts with coal. Welcome back, everyone. As I'm sure you saw from that lovely little montage, I've only been blown up once, win-win, and I got quite a considerable amount of iron. I have also managed to make a trade with a villager, which is shockingly useful, though you might not expect it, because blue alliums only actually grow in the swamp, which is quite a long way away to go. I have just realised that the water behind me is a bit buggy, so I'll fix that later. Most of my iron I've whacked in the furnace to smelt, but I got about 2 stacks. I also got some amethyst shards, as I'm sure you saw or heard, because they make very pretty sounds and it made me happy. I also helpfully helped the wandering trader be free of his 2 burdens, being the llamas, and also I needed leads, because you never know when you need a lead, they're always helpful. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get some iron armor and probably whack the rest of my iron in a blast furnace, which I'm making now, and then I think I'll pop back down and hopefully get a couple of diamonds. Won't that be nice? Nice and shiny. See you in a mo. meet again, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back. I've had a very successful trip, getting 35 diamondos. Now, if my calculations are correct, that means that after having made a full set of diamond armor, which I absolutely will be doing, I will still have, what's 6 plus 5? 11 diamonds left, which is going to be very, very good. I also got a sizable amount of iron and gold just to keep on the lookout for things, and I killed a couple of slimes. So I have some good old slime balls in case I ever fancy doing redstone, but as we've established, I don't do a lot of redstone, so probably not. So I think I shall make the armor. Oh, look at that. Doesn't it just look lovely in my inventory there? And then I think we shall put it on. Just to, have a look. Oh, hello, sir. How are you? Do you have anything good? I don't really need anything from you. Yeah, no, all the stuff there's pretty useless. And I suppose I could do with simple doors, but they're much easier to find than blue orchids. So, yeah, I don't think so. Okay, I'm afraid you're gonna have to leave, sir. This is a pirate bay after. Yeah. Oh, he's pretty resilient today. Oh, and he's got his llamas too. Oh, I think I'll keep them there. They're quite cute. Yeah, I think that's a lovely place. I actually took my episode 1 thumbnail on one of those llamas because I had started work on episode 2 before I released episode 1, and they're already there. I think it's time to make some tools as well so I can get a swankier picture. Ooh, let's go and make an pickaxe. My microphone cut out again, which is why I sound like I'm guessing, because I'm voicing it over again, and I've not watched this clip in a while now. Oh, but don't I look good? Oh, I look so swanky. Honestly, I always used to think it was so difficult to get diamonds and stuff early game, and sure, I'm not that early game anymore, but it's not that difficult. Look at me go. What should we make next? I think I made an axe next. Oh yeah, I did. I'm so predictable. And then I think I'll do a shovel, which leaves 2 diamonds left, which could be used really, really well. And I think you all know what I would like to do, but I'm not going to do it because I'll need them for an enchantment table, which is a pretty boring thing to use them for, but it's going to be useful in the long run, isn't it? So, I think that's pretty much everything that's happened so far, but I'm sure when I was saying this the first time over, I had something else left to say. This isn't the end of the episode yet again, it's just the end of the day for me, and I will be going to bed soon. And in the rest of the episode, I think I'm going to see if I can try and make a start on the entrance to my base. As I said earlier, I'd like to use sort of Middle Eastern and Persian architecture, and I'm thinking about having sorts of arches and towers and quite a lot of flat walls, just because they're much easier to layer. It also means I don't have to do as much texturing, which I hate doing. I know at some point I'll probably have to terraform the bottom of the cave floor, but I'm not sure how bothered I can be. I'm thinking I'll have a big tower and arch over there where I was just pointing though. And aside from that, I think that's where I'll make a start. Whether or not I actually build it this episode or whether I plan it is an entirely different story. Because, well, I'll need terracotta, which I think I can get from smelting clay, but I don't know that yet. Welcome back, everyone. We have got a lovely little adventure to show you. The reason that it's shown in an adventure with a voiceover is because first the footage got deleted and then the audio got screwed over because I tried to film it in accordance to what I'd said, and that just turned out a bit naff. So, anyway, we went and firstly had a little week break, got some wheat, got some bread for our adventure. At this point, I did do this originally, but I don't believe I said it in my original audio. So we got some wheat. What we have planned is to go to a lush cave and get some clay, because if you smelt clay, you get terracotta. But we also had quite a lot of fun along the way. So we continued to plant some seeds. I am just dragging this out because if I cut this now, then I have to move a bunch of other stuff, and I am too lazy to do that. Yeah, come on, pick up the seeds, put some seeds down, more seeds, even more seeds. I did get a decent amount of bread out of this. I think I got about 24 pieces. Lasted me for a good while. No, I don't need those seeds. Oh, I trampled some crop. I hate it when that happens so much. Anyway, so we then went forward, went down the wrong bit of a river and found not only a shipwreck, but we also found a great big icy biome. Anyway, so at this point, I had a look at the icy biome, remembering that in case I need to make a nether highway one day. And I went into the ship, and I was talking about how I'm fairly certain that there aren't any more chests other than the two that I've already looted. The chests weren't too bad, but they weren't great. They had some iron, some gold. I think that was about it, and you will see that here because I went and put some iron back into the chest just to show what the iron might have looked like. Also had a couple of iron nuggets, which are lovely for my lanterns, because you know I love some lanterns. Anyway, so at this point I was going, I'm fairly certain there's no other chest, but I found this door, and it turned out I was completely wrong. I was actually only mining this out to fill out sound in the videoing of the voiceover, and I discovered a treasure map and some armor trims, and also feathers, which I kept in case I wanted to make arrows, which I did later on, but I don't think I filmed that. Anyway, so that was good fun. I got all of the stuff from that chest, that looked like an absolute baboon, and I went on to find the azalea tree, which I've already gone down to dig through. But I looked at the azalea tree a lot, and I went down the water stream into the lush cave, which was actually a rather cozy cave. We have all of these glowberries, there was some lava. At some point I died. I'm not sure if I managed to die here. I think I just threw up a bunch of my items though, to show what it looks like when I came back after dying, because I'm creative. I got a bunch of clay, though I'm going to need to go back and get some more later, though I won't do that on camera because, well, that's a bit boring for you guys to watch, isn't it? I also picked up some more iron, which is where the raw iron from earlier came from, and some coal. So if anyone is confused, just to reiterate, this was me filming something in accordance to some audio I made, and now I'm re-audioing it because it didn't fit very well. So
sure, I think it's been taken about 3 times. Hence why I already had the iron and the raw iron and the terracotta and other such things. Yep, that's me when I threw all of my items everywhere to show what it looks like when I died. Because I'm just so dedicated to my art. And I think this is the end of the cave segment. I think I got about 2 and a bit stacks of terracotta, so I'll definitely need to go back, but I got a decent amount. And we'll have... Oh yes, this is exciting. I got a fish. Yeah, I will have to go back and I will have lots of iron shovels with me, and it's going to be great. Anyway, I dug up the chest, took a lot of digging, didn't find anything too exciting. I found some fish, I found a heart of the sea, which is only useful if you have a bunch of nautilus shells. No diamonds, sadly. Bit of iron. I left the gold because I don't use it a lot, and I don't think I will use it a lot. Anyway, that's it. So, after our lovely little excursion to the mossy cave to get some terracotta, I have also got some gravel and some concrete powder, which hopefully has made it together for you guys to see it. But I'll be completely honest, I don't know if I can catch it on camera, because if I might have told you, I'm sorry, because I will have to voice that perturber, but the footage for one of the clips just died and it just wasn't there anymore, which was not helpful. It was just showing the startup screen, and that was rather annoying, and it meant that I had to go to that mossy cave 3 different times to record it 3 different times. So now I'm going to walk through what I planned for my entrance space over here. Now, it's going to look very, very cool. And we're going to build mainly out of terracotta, but of course there will be some other stuff too, some sort of jungle planks if I can find them, but oak works too, spruce less so. But yeah, it's going to look cool. So we'll start over here because that's where I started when I was recording it before everything went to pot. So we're going to have a great big old archway here, probably a little balcony too, just to see things from. And then I will have along here another, I wouldn't call it an archway, but just a wall basically with some slits for windows, and that will look nice. Then I'm gonna have up here, I don't know if you guys will know this word, but it's called an entablature. It's the bit in sort of Greek style buildings between the roof and the pillars that has lots of nice carvings on. So I might try and use some glazed terracotta here, just along this very top bit, probably with slabs as well, because it'll be quite a skinny thing. And then we'll have a roof. Not much exciting, it's going to be a flat-faced roof, pretty neat. Then attached to this, but set back a bit, I will have 2 more pillars here, if you can even call that a pillar, but I expect I'll mine some of this out for a path. So I'm going to have 2 pillars here, and a little walkway, almost like barracks on the top, and then you'll be able to go through some doors about here. If you're wondering about the interior, I'll just dig into the cliffside a bit, and I don't know what I'll put in there, but it will be something. Oh, I've got a torch there. Why is it there? Who knows, who cares? Up here, I'm going to have a little path. I don't know if I'm even going to do anything with this wall because it's pretty useless. I might do something here. I don't know yet. Here, I will have a very small build. It's basically just going to be a square with some windows, maybe a little statue or something on the roof. Its main function will be for a platform for my water to come down, so I don't have to deal with this. Or I might even do a bridge and turn this into a river, because it is a good way of getting down. Now if we go back on up over to here where I can't do parkour, we're going to have another 2 pillars in the middle and then 2 slightly bigger pillars on the side. So it looks a little, I'm going to be honest, it looks like a McDonald's sign. It probably won't be copyrighted for saying that because it's publicity. Lucky you, McDonald's. If anyone doesn't know about you yet, they do now. And then just because, like, you can imagine if I just finished that there, it would look so samey. So I'll have another square up here and a tiny balcony and a tiny doorway up there. Though the interior for here is virtually non-existent because if I get my pickaxe, yeah, it's pretty naff. You can't actually get in without draining a bunch of water, and that is not something I have the time or the patience to do. So that's most of this area. Like I said, I'll probably do a path from about here. Oh, where's the torch? There we go. A path from about up here down across here, which does mean that grown I have to do terraforming. But I'm gonna have to do some terraforming for this anyway. It comes with living in a cave. And I will plan to have those sorts of buildings with terracotta and lighter coloured woods, some sharper edges, but then also some droopy natural bits, all along this wall. Absolutely, I'll definitely use that little ledge as almost a placeholder for a path. And then I might do the same with this ledge here and have various bridges connecting them. I think that would look really cool, almost like a floating alleyway. I've not seen that pit of lava, but that's a very nice looking bit of lava. I think the water I can definitely do some fun stuff with. Put some lore in it, add some magic, add some glass bits circling around it. This wall has a lot of potential to just really add to the picture, because although my main viewpoint I expect will be from around about up here-ish, because behind these there will be a small fence area. My main viewpoint would probably be about over here, so maybe a bit up there, but just this general area, because I can see that bit, which will be the most detailed building. Like, I'll even put some shelves and stuff on the corners there, just for a bit of extra detail. And then looking down into this alleyway, I think is what I want to do most. I don't have time to start it for this video, and to be honest, like, I have a couple of stacks of terracotta, but it never gets to as far as you think it will. So I'm not going to start it this episode. I will definitely be starting it next episode because I have nothing better to do. I might also go on a lava hunt and see if I can get some obsidian, and then I can get all of this shiny stuff enchanted. But I think nether and netherite is a long way away, at least until I'm part way through done down there. But if you look, I've only got 2 and a bit stacks of terracotta, which might get me one of the smaller buildings done. So I definitely, in my free time, will go back to that clay lush cave and get a heck of a lot more terracotta. Aside from that though, I think that's everything for this video. I'm sorry it's clunky. The last video was clunky. It's the second video, guys. Give me a break. It's gonna be clunky. It will always be clunky for these first few videos. Expect that. There's nothing I can do about it.
hopefully the next video will be less clunky. I will be getting better at making sure I know that my sound is working. I know that my video is working. I know to look at the video first before thinking, oh, it was a quick one that automatically recorded, so I'll just delete it, when in fact it was half the entire video. And also some rather good content which I've unfortunately missed out on. But if you keep coming back, there is plenty more content where that came from. So until next time, next Sunday, I shall bid you adieu. Goodbye.